now, for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by New Stopette, America's leading spray deodorant. The lotion spray deodorant that's like balm to your skin. Poof! There goes perspiration. Now let's all play What's My Line?
Now let's meet the members of our What's My Line panel. First, our publisher panelist, Bennett Cerf.
Ladies and gentlemen, there were three very important people up at West Point today for graduation exercises. One of them was President Eisenhower, one was General Omar Bradley, and one was Arlene Francis. Now, you guess which one is at my immediate right.
I'd like my full title, Honorary Whack Sergeant.
Wacky.
And to my right is the gentleman who, in the early days, billed himself as the world's worst juggler, Mr. Fred Allen.
I must say that I lived down to it, too, Arlene. And at my right, ladies and gentlemen, a young lady at my right.
Oh, all right.
That was changed, I think. At my right, ladies and gentlemen, a young lady who has something bothering her tonight. She wants to know, when you're eating the tongue in a tongue sandwich, is the tongue tasting you or are you tasting the tongue? It's Dorothy Kilgallen. This was fun.
And on my right, another juggler, or really opposite me, a juggler of confusing terminology, our beloved moderator, John Daly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. Tonight, once again, some interesting occupations and some very nice people who've brought them here, and a panel that we trust we'll be able to give a rough time to. We'll also have a famous guest challenger a bit later on, but I think it's time for these experts of ours now to meet the first challenger. So will you sign in? William. And I would have you note, panel, a very firm and clear handwriting. Where are you from, sir?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Well, with the Dodgers doing as well as they're doing, I can see why you would have firm handwriting, that's for sure. Would you let the panel get a closer look at you, sir? Just take a walk in front of the pass.
Gourlay?
Hello, Mr. Gourlay.
Gourlay, how are you?
All right, Mr. Gourlay, if you'll come over here and sit down, we'll see if we can't tie the panel into knots again. Do you know how we score this operation?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, fine. I don't have to explain that again. Of course, I'll get frustrated after a while, you know, but we won't explain it anyway. What we will do now is let the folks at home and those who are here in the theater with us know what your line is, and then let the panel work it out. All right. Mr. Gourlay, you all set?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gourlay's all set. We will announce that he is salaried and begin the general questioning with Fred Allen.
Mr. Gourlay, do you deal in services?
Yes, sir.
Might you perform this service for me?
Yes, sir.
I wish Miss Rowans was back. I'd be better. Do you, then I gather that you deal more with men than you do with women?
No, sir.
Small conference.
He must know what he does, John. Don't talk him out of it.
John's trying very hard.
Mr. Gourlay feels that he wants to be completely fair about this, Fred, so we will give you a qualified answer there. It is true that in the long pull, it might be that he would come in contact with men more than women in his job.
May I continue?
Yes, if you will.
When you get started, John, I feel like a fly in an Alka-Seltzer. I know I'm in there, but I have no control of things that's going on. Well, now these men, for some of these men, would this service be a necessity rather than a luxury?
Yes, sir. Yes, it would.
Well, do these people for whom you do this have anything in common?
Yes, they do.
Well, what I mean is, would some of them be helpful if their looks were improved?
No.
Wouldn't be improved.
Would some of them be helpful if their looks were improved?
Would they be improved if their looks were improved?
Well, I think it's possible, don't you, that in some of these cases, if you improve their general appearance, they might be helped, yes.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is, do you deal with people, fellows who are overweight or fellows who are losing their hair or anything like that?
No. 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
But the people do come to you, rather than you going to the people.
That is a question, if you would like to put it
From the expression on Mr. Gourlay's face, I don't think I'll use the question at all. Do you travel in your work, Mr. Gourlay?
Yes, I do.
How are things? Do you go from door to door, Mr. Gourlay?
No.
Not from door to door. 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Gourlay, if you're not a member of the police department, you ought to be. Have you got anything to do with the police department?
Yes, I do.
Now, what is it? You say you travel a bit?
Yes, I do.
Would you be, by any chance, in one of those little green cars that ride around the streets?
No. That makes it 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
On the right track.
Are you a plainclothes officer rather than a uniform type?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Just say no. It'll
I'm
be all
glad.
No.
right. Let's save time. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Allen.
You're not an officer for a school by any chance? Probation
You're not
officer?
an officer for a school
No.
by any chance. No,
Yes,
that makes
he is
it
not.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
But do you travel on something rather than your feet when you travel?
Yes, I do.
Is it a motorcycle?
No.
Golly, there. 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Sir.
Is it an automobile?
No.
It's not
It's a paddy wagon.
Well, it's... 7 down and 3 to go. And since Arlene jumped in, our auditor,
I
we'll just flip the rest of the
apologize.
cards. Is that all right, dear?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
And what does Mr. Gourlay have to do with the patrol wagon, paddy wagon?
Drives it.
He drives it. And now let me tell you a real shocker. We were hoping that Bennett would go on his line of questioning about the police department. Mr. Gourlay is not a policeman. He is a civil service employee of the police department. And we were hoping to tie you in knots with that one. But we didn't.
You did anyhow.
But, Mr. Gourlay, you tied him in knots with other things.
Thank you very
And
much.
thanks for being an interesting guest to What's My Line. Thanks for having me. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment. We come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which my friends on the panel are blindfolded. The blindfolds are all in place, panel? Come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please. As you know, in the case of our mystery celebrity, we get right down to the general questioning. And let's begin that tonight with